Conjuring up a lawsuit. Haunted real estate is big bucks. A mysterious burial site in ancient Scotland. And Bigfoot is hanging out off of Interstate 80.
Get comfortable. Turn off the lights. It's Monthly Spooky.
Well, my friends, not only is it that time of the month, but it is the last Monday of the year 2025. And I am, of course, your host, Enrique Couto, here with my good buddy and Monthly Spooky co-host, Michelle. Michelle, how are you?
That's like that and stuff.
Michelle acts all low-key, but she shows up in a Christmas sweater, which I love that she's wearing a Christmas sweater.
I mean, I've been wearing it for days, though, now.
Well, yeah,
so
because it's Christmas
special.
time.
Okay.
I mean, it's post-Christmas, but it's still Christmas time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
See, where you are, it's cold. It's not cold here right now.
I know. I looked at your weather a couple days ago because I wanted to see if you were going to get the snow that everyone has got here. And it said it's going to be really warm there.
Yeah, and we got an obscene amount of snow like a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had one big snowstorm and we had one big freeze where it got to almost 0 Fahrenheit, which is really cold.
Mm-hmm.
I remember because I sent you the screen cap of that and you were like, wow, if we hit that temperature, I just wouldn't have pipes anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I am very grateful that my modest ranch house has all of the plumbing centrally right at the bathroom and the kitchen on either side of the wall. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm really glad it's all centralized because I still will like drip my taps if it gets that freaking cold, but I really doubt as long as my house is heated that they would ever freeze.
Yeah. Also, you're on a slab and you only have one floor. So your pipes shouldn't even be going in your walls, really. I mean, unless it's got to get to a fixture or something.
Yeah, we have one pipe that goes to the front of the house for a hose,
Mm-hmm.
but we shut that off and
Right.
drain it before the winter. I don't even, my mom used to just be like, it's the end of the season, shut it off. I use it so little, I just shut it off when I'm done with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just because it has a little shut off valve and then you just leave it open on the other side with like a bucket under it in case it drips a little or whatever. But that way, if there is any water stuck in it, it won't burst it because it has somewhere to go
Right.
when it expands. Homeowner information. Yay. Like
Yay.
we're talking homeowner stuff, but no, it is, of course, we're recording this just like a day before it airs, really.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still the post holiday glow and we're heading into the new year, 2026. And, but how was your holiday, Chell? Was it good?
Yeah, it was fine. Yeah. I just hung out with the family people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at you bragging.
Yeah.
I spent some time with my mom on Christmas Day. On Christmas Eve, Rachel and I saw her family.
Mm-hmm.
And on Christmas Day, my mom like is weird about Christmas. So like she'd be like, I don't want to do a thing or whatever. But like, that's fine. And then she'd be like, so I cooked lunch, like come over. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Mom. Like it always ends up basically being a Christmas thing.
Mm-hmm.
After she says she doesn't want to do a Christmas thing. And I'm like, that's fine, Mom. I remember for years, she used to have me over on Christmas Eve and she would make hors d'oeuvres.
Okay.
And then she was like, like, it's just so much work. I was like, Mom, I'll just bring a pizza. It's not really about the food. And then every time at the last minute, she's like, no, I've cooked some stuff. And I'd be like, you are doing this. No one is like, gee, sure hope you make X, Y, and Z or else Christmas is ruined. It's funny how that I'm sure I'm basically that way in some ways, but no, we had a good time and then came back to the house and I cooked. I glazed a ham because the ham was already cooked, but I glazed it, which was a lot of work compared to like making a whole turkey. It was like similar and it was literally a pre-cooked ham that I was glazing. Learned a lot though. Next time I glaze a ham, I'll do a lot better.
I'm sure you did a good job.
Oh, it just took a really, really long time because in hindsight, I was like, oh, if I had just cut it in half and done 2 slabs, it would have heated up faster and the glazing would have been easier, but I was just doing the whole piece.
It's like when you microwave things and you make them into little pieces so they microwave better.
I don't do that, but that's cool.
Oh.
Well, when I microwave something big, I just microwave it at a lower power setting.
Oh, like smart person. Yeah.
Well, it does take a long time though. Like,
yeah, you can take, like, let's say you have a piece of eggplant parmesan. You can cut it in half and then it will cook faster.
I mean,
because more
that's
surface
fair.
area.
Yeah. Well, and with glazing a ham, it's even better because more surface area means more crispy, glazy parts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and the glaze was brown sugar, honey, Worcestershire sauce, and Dijon.
Okay.
Which was really, really good.
Good.
So, anyway, I haven't spoken of anything spooky so far. Fair enough. But no, it turned out really well. And that was the third turkey I've made since Thanksgiving.
Wow.
I am the king of turkey. The third one, it was just as good as the other two. Holy moly. I'm really good at making turkey.
Good.
Like, I made gravy from scratch. I made turkey stock. I'm making turkey and dumplings tomorrow.
That sounds really nice.
Yeah, because I have a ton of turkey left over. Because it was just me and Rachel, and then Keith came by.
Mm-hmm.
So because his family does Christmas on Christmas Eve too. So I was like, well, then homie, come over and have dinner with us because we're just hanging out.
Yeah.
And it would have been obscene if it had been just us with the friggin', we didn't have a whole turkey. We just had the breast this time.
Mm-hmm.
We got like a whole 2 turkey breast. So it wasn't quite as obscene as if we'd had a whole turkey and a whole honey baked ham.
Yeah.
But it was still way too much food. Yeah. I was like piling his plate, like, please, just crying, take more. So, but no, it was a good holiday.
Good.
Did you get any gifts of note, or are you just hateful?
I'm just hateful.
I know, buddy. We all know.
Yeah. No, I just asked for something because everyone's like, what do you want? What do you want?
That's how it
so
works.
I was like, here, give me these things. So I got those things.
My mom, I don't think I've told you about this yet. My mother just hands me this basket with, like, the paper in it, to pull it out to see what's in it, tissue paper. It was full of Portuguese stuff.
Like,
she had spent like a month buying like Portuguese sardines and anchovies and smoked mussels. She got me Portuguese plums, which are like apparently like a delicacy. They're like a sweetened dried plum.
Okay.
That's like a very specific style to Portugal. Just all these Portuguese goodies that are like imported, because Portugal has some of the greatest seafood on earth because it's, a massive amount of its of it is coastal in the middle of the Mediterranean.
Right.
So, or not the middle of the Mediterranean, but you know what I mean? It's near the Mediterranean. Don't ask me questions anymore. But no, it was just really, really thoughtful. And she got me an apron that had like Portugal stuff all over it.
Oh,
I just thought that was really sweet because like mom is not where I get the Portuguese from. So it was very sweet of her to like be thinking of me and be like, I bet he'd really love this. And she was right.
Cool.
So that was really nice. I only cried a little bit. I tried to hold that back because that was just so insanely thoughtful.
Yeah, it really is.
And she got me a record player.
Oh.
Which Amazon ruined the surprise on because she had that sent to me so I could open it in the morning. And they sent it in a clear plastic bag.
I hate them.
And it was marked as a gift. So mom complained they gave her a $30 credit for doing that, which was nice. I told her to do that though. I said, you complain, they'll give you something. But I hooked it up on Christmas morning and could not get it to work. I was struggling. Well, at first it was I'd put the belt on wrong. So I redid it. But it's Bluetooth, so I could keep it on one side of my room and have it. I want to have it streamed to my sound system, because I have a big sound system. I'm messing with the Bluetooth because there's no app. It's just buttons, press a button. Is it blinking? Is it not? So I'm pressing all these buttons and all of a sudden we hear the music because I had gotten a bunch of Christmas albums. Since I knew I was getting a record player, I started buying albums. So all of a sudden we hear my Christmas blues album start playing, but it's coming from somewhere else. So we're like, what the? And we go into the kitchen. It's playing from our smart stove.
Wow. That's where I'd want it to play.
Apparently, I didn't even know this. Our smart stove has a full Bluetooth speaker setting. So, but then I couldn't figure out how to disable it. So it just kept only connecting that. So I had to pull the stove away from the wall and unplug it.
Oh, God.
I'm sure there was another way, but I was at that point, I was like, I just wanted to listen to a record while I unwrap my presents.
You could have unwrapped them in the kitchen with the stove. That would have been so nice.
It is a really nice stove, and it deserves a thorough cleaning after what we've put it through this holiday.
Man, I would really like that, though. Like, I don't want a smart stove, but I'd love if my stove could connect to Bluetooth so I could just play things on it.
You can just access YouTube and Spotify in the stove. I knew that.
That's really cool.
Because the touch screen on it is basically just an Android phone. So you can go on the internet and do all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
Wow. That was a housewarming gift last year. So my mother was just like, get the nicest one. I was like, Mom, that's stupid. And she was like, that one. And I was like, oh, God. Because literally my limit was like, I don't need one that connects to the internet. It's fine. And then it was like, you're going to get, not only is yours connect to the internet, it connects the most to the internet.
Yeah. It can do anything on the internet.
My refrigerator connects to the internet in that you can see your settings in an app. It doesn't have a screen. It doesn't have speaker. It's just smart enough. And you can do everything through the panel as well. Mm-hmm. It's just, you can pull up your smart app and just be like, oh, okay. Oh yeah. The deep freeze, turn that on. You can do whatever. Anyway, I'm almost 40 and I'm really showing it now by talking about home goods all the day, all the live long day. But we're going to take a quick break, and then when we get back, we'll be talking about spooky news stories. But I want to mention our topic today. I went for something a little different because I've been talking a lot about folklore and things like that. So this year, we're going to talk about an article I discovered about how there was, in the 1980s, 2 tourists were charged with murder at New Year's Eve in Times Square. Okay. And 40 years later, their convictions were overturned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a really interesting story. So that'll be our topic for this week, as well as talking about horror media, et cetera, et cetera. But for now, we'll take a quick break and be back with that spooky news for you. And we're back. And before we start, first of all, I love that we start recording and Chell immediately begins a big yawn.
Sorry.
It was perfect. It was so well timed. I would like to believe you did it on purpose.
Sure, I did.
But before we start with the news, I wanted to mention that on Christmas Eve, I was sitting up watching movies, and I got a notification at like 6 o'clock that I had this big package from FedEx and that it was still on its way to be delivered. And the app even said like the name of my delivery driver, it was like saying all this stuff. And I was like, well, that's weird. Cause like, I didn't even expect to get that early. It was a work thing. So I didn't even expect to get it early. And I don't even care if it's delayed, but it was weird. It said it was out for delivery. So at about 9 o'clock, I checked the app again and it says it's still out for delivery. And I was like, well, FedEx does, they can be intense, but geez. So I went and got $20 and just set it on the coffee table. And I was like, man, if this actually comes, I got to give that driver a tip because like it's getting later and later. It didn't give up until midnight. Then all of a sudden the app was just like, oh yeah, it'll be there. We don't know when it'll be there. And I was like, you gave me like a moderate amount of guilt thinking that this driver was still to deliver a box of rigid insulation that I don't even need before Christmas. Oh, I got that from my mother-in-law. Yeah.
You might
Merry
have.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, I know that Chell, that's what you asked for Christmas. But
I mean, if someone got me rigid insulation, I'd be like, yeah, because I need it. So
the face you're making makes me think you don't need rigid insulation.
No, I just was trying to decide what I would need it for exactly.
It's the good stuff, Rockwool 703. Yeah, I make acoustic panels with it.
That's nice. I don't like my wool to be made of rocks, but I understand.
Wait, did I say Rockwool?
You did, and that's right.
No, it's not Rockwool. It's sorry. It's no. This like is Owens jeans? Corning 703. I got confused.
Yeah.
No, this is fiberglass.
Oh, gross. I mean, it's good stuff.
It's rigid, so like you have to like rip at it to get the particulates. Like it's like a nice solid board.
That's good.
So but I didn't mean Rockwool. Those are the only two brands I deal with is Rockwool and Owens Corning. So, of course, I said the wrong one. But anyway, that being said, was happy that our driver, whose name on the app was Billy, was not actually delivering my rigid insulation at 11:30 at night on Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I did have an Amazon driver deliver something to me last week after 9. Mm-hmm. Which it was actually super annoying because I wasn't even sure it came because I used my mom's Amazon, so I don't get the notification. And it just ended up sitting out overnight because I didn't know. Because it didn't ring the doorbell, which you should if it's that late, so I can bring the package inside.
The argument could be made not to ring the doorbell because it's that late.
Fine, whatever.
I mean, I had the postal workers dropping stuff off after 8 or 9, like 3 times over the last couple of weeks. Wow. So yeah, the post office, you could really tell when they started kicking in the mandatory overtime because everything I was mailing was taking like quite a while. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden I get a notification that like all the things I've been waiting for are all coming on the same day, like the 22nd. And I was like, oh, okay,
yeah.
then.
Yeah, I had something that was coming. It was a gift for my brother, and it was like, oh, it'll be here on the 26th. And I was like, that's a while. And it's like, it's coming today on the 21st. So I was like, oh, yeah. Okay, sure.
Though I'm still waiting for your gift.
Damn it.
I don't know if it's, I think it might be, I don't know if it made it to Dayton today or not. So we'll have to see. It's probably coming today. They said it was going to be here yesterday, but it was in Indianapolis. So
I love when they do that, when they're like, it's out, and it's like, it's not even in my town yet.
You're not even in my state yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the thought that probably counts. Hurtful since I got your present nice and early, but
you did. Yeah.
Well, yours is handmade. So, but mine was picked with thought. You know what? I'm tired of you judging me. All right. Without even more ado, let's get in to the spooky news.
The spooky news.
So, to end the year, I thought we would go with tradition. This spooky news story is from mirror.co.uk.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was published yesterday. Oh. So, it is brand new. Headline reads, policeman takes photo of deadly car crash before noticing. Truly chilling detail.
I mean, it is a car crash.
You find car crashes truly chilling?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Yeah.
A policeman claimed to see the exact moment a crash victim's spirit left his body after looking back at photos of the scene. So the photo they've included is a obscenely blurry image of a car. Like the camera is clearly not being held steadily. Like there's streams of stuff all over it. Huh. And it looks to me like steam or smoke or fog. It's a pretty awful image. I would show it to you, Chell, but that thing isn't working right now.
Oh, that's okay.
John Bulware was killed in a horrific car crash outside. Oh, wow. This is from back in the day. That explains why the car looks so old.
Okay.
Was killed in a horrific car crash outside of St. Paul, Minnesota on December 27th, 1984. Oh. But this was published yesterday.
Wow.
This article. The teenager, it's mirror.co.uk. They're like, we got to find ghost stuff right now. Like, we got to move it.
Check the 80s.
Check the 80s. See if there's any tubular ghost stories, bro.
Yeah.
The teenager had been on his way to watch megastar Prince play in his hometown of Minneapolis, just 20 minutes away.
Oh, jeez.
I wonder if he stopped to purify himself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
Maybe. I don't
You need to see Purple Rain.
Yeah.
The Prince movie.
Yeah.
The best part about Purple Rain, I only saw it a few years ago. The best part about Purple Rain is that Prince is supposed to be like a really tough dude. And he's Prince. Mm-hmm. There's a part where like he gets hit and he's like, like, and you're just like, yeah, that's Prince. I like Prince, but that's Prince. Prince is not a tough guy. He also just like at one point just like whacks his love interest, like hits her like right across the face.
No.
And I wasn't expecting it, so I burst into laughter in a movie theater because I just was not ready. I was like, there's no way he's gonna just cold cock Apollonia. Oh yeah, he cold cocks Apollonia. Yeah. But purifying yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka is one of my favorite gags in the movie. Basically, he's riding around on a motorcycle because he's a tough guy with this woman that's in love with him. And he tells her, like, if you love me, would you purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka? Because, he's from Minnesota and he was very proud of it. He wanted everything he did to be about Minnesota. So she says she would. So she like gets in the water and it's freezing cold. And she like kind of like dips herself in it and she's like all freezing cold and he's like laughing and she's like, there, I did it. He's like, well, there's one problem. That's not Lake Minnetonka. And I always think that that's not Lake Minnetonka. Oh yeah. But he tragically lost his life after the car he was in careened off the road and smashed into a tree. YouTuber Mr. Ballin explained that 16-year-old John had been in the front passenger seat of the car at the time of the collision. He was being driven alongside 3 of his friends, one who was behind the wheel of the car. According to the testimonies, weather conditions had been particularly poor that night, but the pals were so excited for the concert, they didn't care. This is why you have to be careful with how much you like Prince.
Yeah.
Your face is so pained.
I mean, I was going to say, like, don't drive when it's bad outside and things, but yeah, Prince.
But Prince, yeah. But they were blasting music and chatting with each other. The teens were thrilled to make their way to Minneapolis and watch what Mr. Ballin described as their hometown hero.
Oh,
John turned to his friends in the back to exclaim how happy he was to be seeing the Purple Rain singer, but it was at this moment that the driver lost control. I don't know how they would know that. Oh, wait, somebody might have lived. I think only one
it sounds
person
like
died.
some of them lived. Yeah.
Sending the car off the road and hitting a tree. Police were called to the scene just minutes later and found John dead in the front passenger seat. Miraculously, the other 3 occupants of the car escaped with minor injuries, but were otherwise deemed okay.
They're never going to be okay.
They're never going to be okay because they missed Prince.
Yeah.
What if it was like the police immediately took the boys the rest of the way to the concert?
Yeah.
Officer Brown Coyle. I know I may be sounding really heartless making these jokes. It was 41 years ago.
So what? It doesn't matter because it was a long time ago?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a mirror.co.uk article. It's hard to not taunt them a little bit. Officer, holy crap. That is much scarier. They zoomed in on a part of the image and now I'm actually kind of weirded out.
Oh, yay.
Officer Brown Coyle had the unenviable task of taking pictures of the scene and John's dead body on his phone. What? That doesn't make any sense. This says 1984.
There were phones in 1984.
On his phone?
Maybe somebody just fucked up.
I think they just messed up.
Yeah, because they didn't understand that there weren't cell phones just hanging out around everyone in 1984.
I guess so. But it wasn't until he looked back at the photos that he noticed something eerie. In one picture, a blurry photo of the wrecked Jeep can be seen still hoisted against the tree that claimed John's life. However, in the top right-hand corner, a flash of yellowish light can be seen that seems to be in the shape of a face that bears a startling resemblance to John. It actually does.
Oh, really?
It is really weird. It looks like a screaming face.
Oh, good.
With like a white guy with brown hair. It looks a lot like him, if I'm honest.
Wow.
It's creepy. We're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll talk more about this. But that image, I'm not going to lie, when they enhance it and zoom it in, it does look very eerie right after this. All right, we're back, and I've shown Chell the images in question.
Yeah.
And I loved your reaction when you saw the image that gave me the reaction. Like, whoa, it really does look like a screaming face.
Mm-hmm.
Right above the wrecked car.
Yeah.
So what you were saying, you feel it's very much pareidolia, which is the finding of faces in images.
Well,
in things.
I said it's probably pareidolia because I'm a person, so I can't be objective on how I look at things. My brain's doing things all the time. But it really looks like a face with hair that's screaming. And it's kind of upsetting, honestly.
And it does look like John a little. It resembles him a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, it's a little unnerving because if somebody was like, no, that's totally a ghost, I'd be like, I can't say that it's not, honestly.
It looks like a side profile of a man screaming.
Mm-hmm. With just his head.
There is one possibility that I thought of immediately, though.
Mm-hmm.
It is that because the photo is so blurry.
Yeah.
Like, it really is blurry. It's like a horribly taken photo. What if it's a double exposure and the other picture was a really shitty, blurry picture of John's corpse?
That would be terrible.
Because the moving of the camera could make it look like it's screaming when in reality it was just a body laying there.
Yeah, it's possible.
That's my first thought, because it looks too much like a face for me to feel comfortable saying it's just pareidolia, because it even has shoulders. Yeah, it even has like kind of shoulders. Like if he was wearing flannel, that's what it looks like to me. But of course, now I'm just
I think armchair, you're really pareidolia-ing though. Because I was just seeing that as like a blur, the area that you see his shoulders. So
some believe it was John's spirit shouting as he hovers over the scene of the crime. The collection of light, as Mr. Ballin explains, looks eerily similar to John Boulware's face and seems to capture the moment of John's spirit departing Earth. Mr. Ballin continued, this is showing his final moment of life when he died, screaming as the car is about to crash into this tree while he's taking some liberties.
Yeah.
I like Mr. Ballin, but he's a really good storyteller. He added that when this photo was released to the public, there was a huge response from people who argued whether or not it was real.
Mm-hmm.
Officer Coyle remains to this day flummoxed by what he caught. He said, quote, on the side of the picture of the vehicle facing the driver's door above the vehicle, about even with where the front passenger seat would be sitting, there was a clear image of a face. It appeared to be in agony, a scream. It had distinct hair and a distinct profile. However, Coyle adds, they could explain some of the small things that are in each picture, but each of them told me they can't explain all of the things that are going on in one picture. There's no explanation in my mind, and the experts haven't been able to give me an explanation either.
I guess we'd have to know what the other pictures looked like to know if this is a double exposure too.
Yeah, we don't have any of the other pictures. I thought
we
I
don't
did,
have
but no,
crime scene pictures.
No, because I swear, it looks enough like a face that I think it is. But also I know enough about double exposure to know that he falls off at the shadows, and that's what double exposure does. Only the bright image is captured, and everything dark is lost. So it looks like a double exposure to me. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it looks to be just as distorted and shakily taken as the initial. Both photos look really, really distorted from a shaky hand. But that is one of the more, I actually was not expecting to be that freaked out.
Yeah.
Usually especially when it's mirror.co.uk, but when it says like a picture, a police officer captures, ghost in photo, I'm like, cool. I'm sure I'll care. And then it's, yeah. Ugh, that was pretty freaky. So, but with that all said, Chell, this is an article for you.
Oh.
This is from NBCPalmSprings.com, and the headline is Ghosts Welcome the Surprisingly Hot Market for Haunted Homes.
Huh. Okay. In Palm Springs?
That's where the article comes from.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what more we discover. At first glance, a haunted home might seem like a deal breaker. Strange stories, eerie legends, and whispers of paranormal activity that can give some buyers pause. Yeah, but what about the what's the VIG on the mortgage? What's the interest rate? But in this edition of Property Perspectives, real estate expert Sari Harner of CaliforniaVibes.net explains why a spooky reputation doesn't always hurt a home's market value, and in some cases can actually help it stand out. Sari says while some buyers are immediately turned off by the idea of a haunted house, others are intrigued. So, Chell, would you be one of the intrigued?
No. Not really. I mean, not intrigued in the I'm going to buy it way. I'm intrigued. Maybe I'd like to go there and check it out, but I don't really want a house that is noticeably haunted by something. No offense to anything in my house.
I love that it was noticeably haunted.
Yes.
That is honestly the best part.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what can you do if there's just things? But if the things are like touching me and saying like, hey, you got to do stuff, I don't want that.
So give me a couple of examples of noticeably haunted.
Like if, like you, I don't know, like things, let's do the classic, like cabinet doors open all the time, even though you're not.
I was going to say, doesn't that could just be bad cabinetry, right?
I mean, you'd have to be really like off to have them opening all the time, especially if it's all of them. I would kind of be worried that maybe things aren't secured properly at that point.
Oh, like secured against ghosts.
Yeah. They didn't do that ghost securing measures.
These cabinets are so well made, they hold spirits inside them until you open them in order to fetch a cup of sugar or your favorite mug. They don't make them like they used to, you know?
No.
You just go in the cabinet, it's just like the Ark of the Covenant. It's like the exact same thing, except it's a cabinet now.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, wow, so that'll hold in all of the old world gods?
Yeah.
Sure will.
Yeah. And has soft closing doors. But you shouldn't use them because you want to close it really fast.
I wasn't ready for that. That was good. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll learn some more about the market values of haunted houses right after this. All right, we're back. I managed to regain my composure after Chell's comments about slow close. All right, so Sari says, while some buyers are immediately turned off by the idea of haunting, others are intrigued. For certain shoppers, a home's history adds character and charm, especially if the property is older or architecturally unique.
Well, I mean, sure.
Some buyers even see these homes as conversation starters or opportunities to own something that's truly one of a kind.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a practical side to the appeal. Homes with a stigma, including those rumored to be haunted, may sometimes be priced more competitively.
Yeah.
That's my favorite, like, trope line when the house is like the walls are bleeding and stuff is like, how do you think we got the place so cheap?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, did you watch Clarissa Explains It All when you were a kid?
Yeah.
I loved Clarissa. Were you a big Clarissa fan?
Yeah.
She was so cool.
She was cool.
Like, you want to hang out with her.
I mean, not really. I don't want to hang out with people, but you know.
Well, there was the Halloween episode where she convinces Ferguson that the house was built, like, when the house was being built, a guy was, like, killed, a bad guy was murdered and put into the foundation of the base of an unfinished basement,
mm-hmm.
and it was theirs. And he was like, that's how we got the house so cheap. And the part that kills me about that now is that Ferguson goes, what do you mean? Dad's always complaining about the mortgage. That's the part I love. Because I'm like, it is a really big house, like, because it's mm-hmm. a sitcom. So what he says, but Dad's always complaining about the mortgage. That always made me laugh like a ton as an adult.
Yeah.
But her response to that was, she was like, well, he does that because he always says, then you'll never know about it. And like the music went, ta-da!
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. So let's see there, the practical side, that can attract buyers who are less concerned about ghost stories and more focused on square footage, location, or long-term investment potential.
Yeah, I get it.
I wouldn't feel like long-term investment potential is the thing if you're getting a place cheap because it's known to be haunted or ghastly or something.
Well, what if you go there and you're like, oh, I don't believe in ghosts, so next time I list this, we're not going to talk about ghosts because there's not going to be any ghosts.
Yeah, because I'm going to kick all their asses and throw them out. Yeah.
So they got to pay rent. And then it really is good investment potential.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
They pay you in ghost bucks.
No, real money. Real money.
Yeah. Okay.
They have to get jobs.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. I like this. I like this Taskmaster Chell that we're seeing on the show. Disclosure rules also play a role. Mm-hmm. In some states, sellers are required to disclose certain events or conditions tied to a property, while in others, paranormal activity falls into a gray area. Mm-hmm. Sari notes that understanding local disclosure laws is key for both buyers and sellers, especially when a home has a well-known reputation.
Yeah.
Sari adds that there's a niche group of buyers who actively seek out haunted or historically significant homes. I believe that 100%.
I think it's interesting that they're combining the two, haunted and then historically significant, because like I don't want a home that is actually significantly noticeably haunted, but I'd like a home that's historically significant.
I feel like those kind of go hand in hand, because even like I feel like all historically significant places come with at least mild ghost stories.
I mean, my mom's last house was built in the 1600s, and they were pretty convinced that they did not have any ghosts at all there.
And yet, that place was a nightmare.
It was. Yeah.
So I think it was haunted.
Oh.
Okay, maybe not. But well, the whole ghost story or haunted house story thing became huge in the 70s and 80s because we were having one of the biggest home buying runs in America, in American history. So people were like full of anxiety about houses. Yeah. What if the walls bleed? What if the foundation is cracked? What if what if a voice yells, "Get out"? What if the plumbing's bad?
Yeah.
Oh, what if the wiring is just a mess and you find out because you decided to treat yourself to a ceiling fan?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it. So, my house's wiring is, that's the sound of me knocking on wood, is surprisingly good.
I mean, based on when your house was built, as long as they weren't using aluminum for your wiring, you're fine. Like, I mean, you could end up with like some like cloth covered stuff and maybe some the things, and they go in the place. Doesn't matter. They're but like you're past like knob and tube and all that weird stuff. So
yeah. Well, and my electrician lives in a house in this neighborhood, so he's like really familiar with how to work with these places. Although he does recommend, if I want to expand the house at all anymore as far as electricity, that I should get like a new thing, like a higher amperage box, I guess. And that's going to be a few grand, so I'm not going to be doing that anytime soon. But it would be good. He said that the one in there is pretty low power.
Yeah.
It was probably put in like this, we put it in.
Yeah.
My mother put it in when we were finally getting a breaker box instead of a fuse box.
Yeah. Wow.
What?
Maybe your wiring isn't okay. I didn't realize they still had fuses when your house was around.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I remember because we had a box of fuses in the junk drawer for during thunderstorms and stuff.
Wow.
Okay, fine. Pick on my damn house. You're mean.
Well, now I'm like, well, that's actually pre all of that like aluminum stuff, because that was in like the really scary breaker boxes and things. So now I'm like, maybe you do have knob and tube. Maybe you do have all the bad wires.
We don't have knob and tube.
Okay.
I know that. Because
I believe you.
You're mean. Okay, Chell's just trying to. You're just like, I want to see you not sleep at night anymore. For them, the eerie factor isn't a drawback. It's part of the appeal. In some cases, that uniqueness can even become a selling point, helping a listing attract attention in a crowded market. So, I was a little bummed when you didn't buy a haunted house.
I almost did.
Which one did you look at that was haunted?
There was a house in Sharon Hill that I loved. It was a little Tudor house sitting there in the ground. And I was terrified of it. I went inside and I felt very uncomfortable, and my thought was, I don't know if I'd want to be here alone. I don't know what that was. My sister also, because I kind of wrote it off, and I showed my mom and my sister was like, that house is really scary. Like, no, do not buy it. I didn't end up buying it because it had a shared driveway.
Oh, no way. That's way worse than a ghost.
Well, I mean, it's really bad, and it's the only thing I can confirm that it had. But I loved that house, except that I was really scared in there.
I should have bought it. Well, except the driveway. I couldn't get over the driveway.
No, and I talked to the neighbor, and they were like, oh, we switch our cars back and forth. Like, if you got to go out at this time. And I was like, no.
We have a whiteboard.
That's okay. I'll park on the street.
Oy vey. Well, we're going to take quick break. What the heck? We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with even more spooky news after this. Chell, what say we head to Scotland?
I guess if you want to.
What do you have against Scotland?
No, nothing. Apparently, they're one of the few countries that isn't that thing.
A country?
Yep, that's exactly what I was going to say. They're not anti-Semitic, according to what the hell I was something-ing.
Okay, fair enough. Well, this is going way back. This is from livescience.com. 3,300-year-old cremations found in Scotland suggest the people died in a mysterious, catastrophic event.
Mm.
And I don't think they were Jews, so you're probably still right.
Yeah.
5 urns holding cremated remains from 3,300 years ago have been discovered in Scotland. Archaeologists have discovered the 33. Sorry, it says it the same thing. Like, it's probably for SEO. It says it like 5 times.
That's not good.
Archaeologists have discovered the 3,300-year-old cremated remains of at least 8 people who were buried in 5 urns in Scotland. Burying 8 people in 5 urns. I mean, I guess that math is a little weird to me.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to share the urns.
Yeah, it's a normal thing there.
Yeah.
While it's unknown how they died, it was likely during some sort of catastrophic event. The finding is unusual because although many Bronze Age burial spots in Scotland were reused over the years, the newfound cremations tell a different story, the researchers wrote in a new study published recently in the Journal of Archaeological Reports online. In this case, the urns were tightly arranged, giving the impression of being buried collectively and then remaining undisturbed except for modern plow damage, the team wrote. I just realized I almost never read the word plow.
Yeah.
The individuals were found in the remains of a barrow, a burial mound made of earth and rocks. The urns were in the center of the barrow in a 3-foot-wide burial pit and were surrounded by a ring of rocks, the archaeologist noted in the study. Organic materials in the burial, including charcoal, enabled the team to radiocarbon date it to about 1439 to 1287 BC.
Well, I mean, that seems like that's a long time ago, maybe.
Seems like it?
Yeah.
That's a little bit ago.
Yeah.
A little while. 3 of the urns each contain the remains of an adult and a juvenile, while the other 2 each contain only 1 adult.
Oh.
We don't want to say like, oh, it's sad they're alone, or
no, because I don't know what the reason that was with the juvenile. Maybe those people didn't. I don't know. Maybe
they were just proudly child free.
Yeah. Well, it's weird that you'd be buried with your child because that means your child died.
I think that's why they think it was a catastrophe.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't say, oh, it's sad that they're alone.
Okay. No, that's fair. No, that's totally fair.
Yeah.
You're like, what? Couldn't they bury you with the kid anyway? I mean, like, you it's out of respect. The burial was found at 20 Shilling Hill, which is near 20 Shilling Hill Wind Farm in southwest Scotland. What a coincidence.
That's weird.
During the excavations conducted in 2020 and 2021, while an access road to the wind farm was being built, the excavations were conducted by a team from Guard Archaeology, a company that undertakes archaeological excavations during or before construction. Quote, the discovery of 5 urns tightly packed together at the same time in one masked burial event is very rare and distinguishes the 20 Shilling barrow from the other barrows in Scotland, the researcher wrote in the report. The team suspect these 8 individuals likely died around the same time during a terrible event. It's unclear what that event was, but it could have been famine, disease, or war. Roman Toulis, CEO of Guard Technology, told Live Science via email. They suspect the individuals died around the same time because the urns appear to have been made by the same craftsperson, Toulis said. Also during that time, it was common for deceased people in this region to be left out long enough for their flesh to decompose before they were cremated. In this instance, however, the team found that the individuals still had some of their flesh when the cremation was done.
Interesting, I guess.
It indicates that they were to be cremated in a hurry. So what's your theory? You got a theory?
I think the hurry thing, maybe there was like a plague or something. I don't know what you said.
I said the holidays, like they were like, I got
so
much to do. I'll just get this done real quick.
Yeah, I can't leave these out when people are coming over.
Celebrating, the pre-birth of Christ or something.
Oh yeah,
because before that.
Mm-hmm.
These people would have been farmers, Toulis said. He noted that they likely lived near the burial spot, although their settlement has not been found. This is, quote, an area of Scotland where few such archaeological remains have so far been discovered, so future research may reveal much more about the context of this barrow, Toulis said. So, weird, the new burial site just dropped, dog.
Yeah. Yay.
Why not, right?
I mean, I guess.
I mean, I will say, being an American, it is weird to hear like they found a 3,300 year old burial site when it's like around here 300 years is like, whoa.
Yeah.
That was forever ago. And then they say that it's like, oh, I guess there was no written text from then because, people were still deeply illiterate.
Deeply, huh?
Truly illiterate. Well, I mean, there was no printing press.
Yeah, you don't need a printing press to read. There were people who were reading before printing press.
Yeah,
they were just doing handwritten books.
But it's harder because if there are less books, then there's less impetus to learn to read because there's less to read.
Possibly nothing to read if all the books are in, places that you don't have access to.
Yeah. I mean, only the wealthy and powerful would generally be able to read. So that's one of those things we take for granted in the modern era.
Whatever.
But when we get back, we're going to talk about a lighter funeral. One with a little bit more fun to it.
Oh.
Right after this. So, Chell, this one is from Upworthy.com, which I hadn't heard from Upworthy in a while.
Me too.
I remember when they were awesome because all they posted was like positive stuff.
Yeah.
And then they started posting really negative stuff.
Oh, I didn't know. That was when
I stopped reading them.
I didn't know that they did anything except for post positive stuff.
They started posting like really negative stuff because I'd see it go viral on social media and I'd be like, I really loved when it was positive all the time.
Yeah.
So, but this headline caught my attention immediately. It's from December 22nd, so it's very recent. Headline is, son writes wildly funny obituary for his dad, and the internet is loving it. And then under it, the quote is, he is God's problem now. So I thought this was really charming, and I wanted to share it. The photo at the top is a guy probably our age with his older dad, and his dad has a cigarette in his hand and he's like like making a really awkward face. It's really funny. Obituaries mostly serve as an acknowledgement of loss and celebration of the deceased person's life. However, when Robert Adolph Boehm,
yeah,
that's a choice of middle names. Boehm passed away. That's the dad.
Oh, okay,
that's
mind.
Okay. Yeah, when he's that old, it's like Adolph. Anyway, we're gonna move on. His son, or when Charles Adolph Boehm passed away, his son Charles Boehm chose to set aside the usual somber tone of obituaries and write something more lighthearted and memorable. Robert had recently passed away at the age of 74 after falling and hitting his head in his Clarendon, Texas apartment. Since the 41-year-old Charles had never penned an obituary before, he decided to Google some ideas and stumbled upon an old obituary for Joe Heller on Legacy. Joe Heller made his last undignified and largely irreverent gesture on September 8th, 2019, signing off on a life, in his words, generally well-lived and with few regrets. The obituary for Heller read, per Washington Post, when the doctors confronted his daughter with the news last week that your father is a very sick man, in unison they replied, "You have no idea." This inspired Charles to craft a similarly unique obituary for his own father, as he too was an eccentric character. Has anybody ever written you an obituary?
I don't know. They haven't shared it with me if they have. But maybe lots of people did.
I suppose you'd have to die first, right?
I mean,
that's usually the rule.
No, I mean, someone who hates me might write an obituary for me just to have it ready.
Oh, yeah. But why would they want to like give an obituary if they didn't like you?
Maybe it's really mean. It's a mean obituary.
Okay. Do you, when it comes to like major grief, how much does humor play into your recovery?
It honestly, I don't really know. Probably not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you like dark humor.
I do, but I don't know. I mean, I haven't had an experience where I've recovered from grief, so I'm not sure.
Well, recovered is a strong word.
Yeah.
Grief is a very hard and very multifaceted thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think recovered is a simplification of what you actually do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just kind of grow around it
mm-hmm.
and continue eventually.
Yeah.
To some extent. Way to bring down the tone. Geez.
Yeah.
But, no, it's okay to not know. I just was curious. I know I go lean heavily into humor. I can't help it. Like, I can't even help it at all. Like, the moment things are really dark is when my brain is like, make a joke now.
Mm-hmm.
Do it now. And I have to be like, I don't even know if that's a good idea. But when it's my own grief, I am reckless. I make all the jokes that are offensive because I don't care, because I'm the one struggling. Right. So, like, if you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Quote, "That sounds like something my dad would do," Charles told the outlet. "He made a lot of obscene gestures." As a result, the obituary written by him looked something like this. Quote, "Robert Adolph Boehm, in accordance with his lifelong dedication to his own personal brand of decorum, muttered his last unintelligible and likely unnecessary curse on October 6th, 2024, shortly before tripping backward over quote, some stupid thing and hitting his head on the floor. Robert was born in Winters, Texas, to the late Walter Boehm and Betty Smith on May 6, 1950, after which God immediately and thankfully broke the mold and attempted to cover up the evidence." There's a cute picture of him with his dogs. The son included some funny anecdotes from his dad's life, like the time Robert accidentally blew 2 holes in his car's dashboard after a shooting practice session.
Oh, no.
Robert was also a fashionable character, often sporting trendy moccasins, unconventional hats, and bold mismatched colors in his shirts and pants. I feel attacked right now. I literally was wearing moccasins yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was wearing a Santa hat, so I guess that's fashionable hat. Unconventional fashionable hat.
Mm-hmm.
Quote, "We have all done our best to enjoy/weather Robert's antics up to this point, but he is God's problem now," Charles wrote at the end of the obituary, inviting funeral attendees to wear whatever outdated or inappropriate attire they preferred. He sent the obituary to Robertson funeral directors, the Clarendon mortuary that was handling his dad's cremation. Chuck Robertson, the mortuary owner, started chuckling when he read the obituary. In his defense, he always chuckles when he reads obituaries because he's thinking about a boat he's going to buy. No, I have no reason to hate on that guy.
No, he's a nice guy. He just thinks that all obituaries are delightful and funny.
They should be.
Yeah.
To an extent. Maybe.
Oh, no.
Okay, fine. Jeez, you really shot that down quick, huh?
No.
No. Now you're just straight gas lamping me.
No, that's you.
I'm just sounding crazy right now.
Yeah.
I love this because I feel like stuff like this can really show how much you love somebody to like play it up in a different way than one might expect.
Yeah.
This is the kind of thing that makes me happy to be a human. I feel like that's a special thing we have. Humor. To be able to share a release of all that stress and strain and pain.
Yeah.
And there's something special about when you make somebody laugh, like that moment that you just like, because you can't really, most humor is hard to put your thumb on why it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
It just is. And a lot of times you can make people laugh really hard if you know them, because knowing them really allows you to get across. I don't know. Yeah. Just, there's something just beautifully human about that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's just my personal opinion. And we're going to continue reading about this, because this is a piece not only about that specific obituary, but also how humor helps people handle grief right after this. Continuing the article, humor often helps people navigate the emotional weight of loss and connect with memories in ways that feel comforting rather than overwhelming. A 2024 qualitative study published in Omega Journal of Death and Dying, which is where I go to read funny information, found that humor can play a dual emotional role in bereavement. For many people, it can evoke intense memories and waves of grief, but for most, it also serves as a way to manage or live with their grief by bringing moments of relief and connection. That's basically what I said.
It is basically what you said, yeah.
Just put better.
I like the way you put it.
Oh, you. Participants in the study described how laughing about funny memories or sharing humor with others helped them feel more grounded and less overwhelmed during the grieving process. These findings show that while humor can sometimes trigger sadness, it also helps some mourners cope and find emotional balance as they heal.
Yeah.
Shell's like, no, it doesn't do that.
I mean, if that's what you want, I guess.
If that's what you want. If you want more emotional balance and relief, then fine.
I mean, that didn't sound like what I was trying for, but sure.
Sounds pretty lame to me.
Yeah.
Robertson shared Boehm's note on the mortuary's Facebook page, where it reached a wider audience. Charles further told the news outlet that his father was a jolly fellow, but he had struggled after the death of his wife Diane in February of 2024.
Oh.
Quote, "When I tried to get him some mental health help, he admitted to me he was scared and wanted me there with him," he revealed. Are you mad that he sought mental health help? You're like, just tough it out. You're a man, damn it.
Yeah, you don't need help, and you certainly don't need your son with you to have help.
There's nothing quite as good as a Michelle scold. Let me tell you something, man. You would be my favorite professional wrestler. Because that's how when professional wrestlers cut, they call them promos. When they start talking to the camera, let me tell you something. When it comes down to the blah, 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 blah. You would be amazing at that. Because when you dress down, it is very amusing to me.
Thanks.
I mean that in a positive way.
Thanks.
Okay, fine. Whatever. You're mean to me. And nobody believes it. Quote, "We all visited him when we could. And the good people at Clarendon looked in on him and helped him out a lot. but it was hard for him looking at my mom's empty chair, and I'm 600 miles away. Oh, that's rough.
Fuck.
Are you okay? That hurt. That hit me too. Like, well, I didn't realize he was far away.
Him being scared and wanting his son to be there, like that, all of that is just like, oh God. Okay.
Yeah, no, it just hit me harder when I didn't realize there was distance too.
Right.
Because if he had been 45 minutes away, it's like that's still a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's like I know you're 600 miles from me, give or take. Like I know how far that is.
Yeah.
You can't just, decide on Tuesday morning, I'll just swing by for dinner.
Yeah.
Although I will do that to you sometime just for the lulz. So make sure you make that weird fermented soybean sticky stuff.
Okay.
I liked it. I actually really did. I've thought about it since then.
Oh, good. I've thought about it and wondered, should I ever eat that again? Because it preceded all the really terrible things.
I think it's better to just think it was me.
Okay. I think it's the natto, but that's okay.
You think it was the natto and not the hot pot?
No, I actually don't know. It wasn't hot. It wasn't the hot pot because that was the day before. But
oh,
I mean, honestly, who knows? I don't know.
Yeah. I think just eating more than you're used to because you eat you don't eat a lot. Could have just triggered it.
My doctor thinks that I got that it was food poisoning, and then it just messed up my system.
Yeah, which would be wild because at hot pot, it's not like you were scarfing down beef or anything. You were.
Yeah.
I'm impressed you would get food poisoning at all because you're vegetarian and stuff.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you can't get food poisoning.
I know. I always imagine people get food poisoning from meat, mostly poultry, but meat.
Did you hear about all the listeria outbreaks that are like lettuce or spinach or something?
That is true. Yeah. That's a very fair point.
Yeah.
Thank God I don't eat lettuce. All right, back to the sad suite. Robert worked various jobs to support his family before eventually settling into a career as a truck driver. Okay, I could see that fitting his personality from what we've been given. Mm-hmm. Truck drivers are often very, very different people. Like they're very, individual people. You ever been friends with a truck driver?
No, I met one.
Too late. You already are because you're talking to some right now.
Oh, hi.
We have truck driver listeners. They write in.
That's cool because I like truck drivers and I look at them when I drive past them to see who they are. And then they also look at me.
So they don't hit me. Do you ever do the thing where you ask them to honk the horn?
No, I feel like that's unnecessary and I don't want to bother them.
If I was a truck driver, which I almost was, if I was a truck driver, I would be like, I'd be so sad when people don't ask me to honk the horn.
I guess I could ask them, but I just feel like I don't want to,
All you're doing is saying like trucks are awesome. Do the thing.
I guess.
So, but, quote, for a while, my parents were, oh my God, my heart. My parents were team drivers. And for at least a year or two, I actually lived on the truck with them.
Oh, wow.
The son mentioned. Do you know what team drivers are?
They would drive together?
Yeah. A lot of trucking companies will let you bring somebody if you want.
That's nice.
Yeah, so a lot of couples will do it like later in life and stuff. But they only pay one of you.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Quote, I got to see a lot of stuff. I read hundreds of books and learned how to sleep in a car anywhere in the lower 48. Charles' family and friends posted pictures of Robert on the Dignity Memorial site too. Quote, I'd have to say if I want anything to come from all this, it's for people elsewhere to support the mental health of people in their little rural towns, he said. They go there to retire. Then when they're old, their kids scatter and they end up alone. A lot of people slip through the cracks. There are people all over the country like my dad, and we need to look after them. Sorry. Got a little emotional.
It's okay. Also, that's why you should never move away from your family. So that you
Ever. And why you should have children so that you'll have them to take care of you. Oh,
no, I don't care about that part. I just care about the part where I make sure that people are okay. I don't care if anyone makes sure I'm okay.
Oh, okay. As long as you make that very clear.
I have made that very clear.
Okay. Gosh.
Jeez.
You're in a mood. Don't deny it now.
No, it's too late.
Oh, Well, we're going to shift the tone. I actually really enjoyed that story, though. It just was very, very heartfelt. But when we get back, we're going to go overseas for some more strange discoveries and a whole lot more right after this. Well, Chell, you enjoyed our trip to Scotland vaguely. But how about Papua New Guinea? New Guinea? What? I was so focused on saying Papua right that I said Guinea wrong.
That's okay.
Papua New Guinea.
Yeah.
Fine. This is from news.com.au. Missing RAAF Buford bomber from World War II found in Papua New Guinea after 82 years.
Yay, we found another plane.
We did it. Yay. After more than 8 decades, the mystery of a missing World War II aircraft and its Australian crew has finally been solved, with wreckage discovered in Papua New Guinea confirmed as the downed aircraft.
Yay.
The wreckage of the World War II Buford bomber, that sounds like a sandwich that you get at like a fast food restaurant. Yeah. I'd take 2 Buford bombers, please.
Yeah.
It's because the big Buford at rallies.
Oh.
My stomach is like, feed me, Seymour. From RAAF number 100 squadron was found in the rugged Baining Mountains on New Britain Island, confirming where the aircraft and its 4 Royal Australian Air Force crew came to rest after vanishing during a combat mission in December of 1943.
Okay.
The aircraft, the Buford A9211, failed to return from a nighttime operation targeting enemy positions at Rabaul? I'm awful. On December 14th, 1943.
Wow.
Other crews flying that night reported severe weather, and when A9211 did not make it back to base, it was declared missing. On board were Pilot Flight Sergeant John Erdley Kenny, Navigator Flight Sergeant Arthur John Davies, and Wireless Operator Gunners Flight Sergeants Thomas Burrows and Murray Fairbarn. For 82 years, their families had no closure about the fate of their loved ones. RAAF Director General of History and Heritage Robert Lawson said the discovery marked a solemn milestone. Quote, "We pay our respects to the crew of the Buford I keep laughing at Buford. That's so terrible. A9211, who made the ultimate sacrifice in defense of Australia," Air Commodore Lawson said. "The identification of this aircraft is significant and offers an opportunity to provide closure to families. Post-war searches conducted by the RAAF in Papua New Guinea failed to locate the aircraft, and the 4 airmen were eventually presumed killed in action." So they had searched Papua New Guinea to begin with.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder how much, did they really look that hard, or was it near the holidays again? And they were like, I got so much to do.
Yeah, we got to go. Come on, finish searching.
That's going to be the new go-to. It's like, but it was around the holidays, and just so much to do. I caught myself doing that. Like, I'd be like, I need to go pick up like my prescription at the drive-thru. Like, but it's like almost Christmas. And I'd be like, dude, it's the 23rd. Just go get your prescription.
Yeah.
It's still Monday. The breakthrough came decades later. In 2021, photographs of wreckage believed to belong to a World War II aircraft were provided to the Historical Unrecovered War Casualties Air Force Division. Detailed analysis, including images showing a Buford control yoke, confirmed the remains were from an RAAF Buford aircraft. Further research narrowed the wreckage down to one of 3 Bufords lost in the New Britain region during the same period. In October, they lost a lot of them, I guess.
I mean, it was
a war.
Yeah,
I suppose.
Yeah.
In October of this year, an Air Force investigation team traveled to the remote site, joined by specialist personnel and a field officer from the National Museum and Art Gallery of PNG. The operation relied heavily on assistance from a local expedition company in nearby villages to access the difficult terrain. The aircraft was ultimately identified after investigators located manufacturer's plates at the crash site. Investigation team leader and HUWCAF director Grant Kelly said the wreckage was scattered across more than 200 square meters, lying in dense vegetation on a steep mountainside near the summit.
Okay.
That would explain why it would be really hard to find.
Yeah.
Quote, discovering the manufacturer's plates enabled us to confirm which aircraft it was and, more importantly, identify the crew members who had been on board, Captain Kelly said. The investigators also found aircraft controls and instrumentation, armament components including machine gun ammunition, and parts of parachute harnesses. A systematic search was carried out for human remains and personal effects, with a small amount of fragmented material requiring further analysis to determine its origin. No additional activity is planned at the site. The families of the 4 crew members have now been formally notified, and early discussions are underway regarding commemorative activities to honor their service and sacrifice.
Yay.
I just find it fascinating how, like, in a world where we have, I don't even know how many hundreds of satellites in the sky and drone technology that can literally be like, I don't want to run into a wall, I'm going to stop myself. Mm-hmm. But we're still finding things that are lost. I find that really, like, grabs my imagination.
Yeah, I mean, and it's happening all the time. There are some, like, organizations that just go and look for, planes and stuff that were downed in the World Wars and in any war.
Yeah.
Then find them all the time, basically.
It's wild.
Yeah. A lot of them are under the water, but still.
Sure. Well, the ocean is a whole other bag of worms.
Yeah, but that's fun because then you can use your that thing that goes there's like a little guy and he goes in the water and he like shoots down like
sonar,
something like that.
Yeah.
Like ground penetrating radar except underwater. So sonar maybe.
It's probably sonar.
And then they like get the little guy and they bring him back in the boat. And then they go over all the data and they go and they search and they find them.
I think it's really fascinating.
Yeah, it is.
I listened to a podcast about treasure hunting once and I was fascinated by how much effort goes in, how expensive it is.
Yeah.
And how secretive it has to be. Because a lot of the nations that lost ships way back when, full of gold and stuff, they're not doing so good now. Like Spain and Italy and stuff like that financially. So if word leaks before you've discovered it, they'll try to take it from you by claiming a bunch of maritime law.
Okay, yeah.
And then you don't get anything after you just spent like $45 million trying to get this shipwreck up. Yeah. So you have to be like really secretive.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
As my grandpa would say, lousy Spain. Anyway, on that note, we're going to take a quick break. But when we get back, Chell, we're heading to your backyard.
Really? You're here?
I'm here right now.
Oh, man.
But it turns out there have been some interesting sightings not far from you on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. Or not Pennsylvania Turnpike, sorry. The Pennsylvania Interstate.
Okay.
So it's a little ways from you, but still. But we'll talk about that when we get back. We're back and heading to Pennsylvania. For a story from WJAC TV.
I don't know.
The headline is Potential Sasquatch Sighting. Organization says Bigfoot reported alongside PA Interstate. And they're talking about Interstate 80, which, by the way, I have driven the entirety of Interstate 80 easily 20 times or more.
And you haven't seen Bigfoot?
Not recently.
Okay.
But no, really, like, because I lived in North Jersey, that was the way to go home. That was fastest. So I really probably have driven it maybe even 30 times.
Wow.
Because like when I go to Jersey and then like when I go out to Jersey to see friends and then I come down to see you, I'll take 80 to get up there because it's also not a toll road.
Right.
Which is nice. But then when I come and see you, I take the turnpike home because, it's like I did the math and it saves you like 45 minutes. So it's kind of worth the obscene amount of tolls, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Ugh. Anyway, Center County, Pennsylvania. It has eluded people for years, but now one organization says Bigfoot may have been seen in central Pennsylvania. That'd be one of the few things I've ever seen in central Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Other than a Sheetz.
Yeah.
I love PA,
trees.
but there's a lot of trees. I love PA, but there is not a lot between Pittsburgh and Philly.
No, not Not really. I mean,
there's some beautiful country and stuff, but there's just not a ton other than State College.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which was put in the middle, like, to appease everybody, basically.
Which was nice.
That's nice, I guess. Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, the BFRO, issued a report online claiming someone saw a Sasquatch along the side of Interstate 80 in Center County, about 20 miles from State College in October.
There we go.
The organization said a man reported seeing the creature while driving. He told BFRO investigators that it almost got hit by a vehicle in front of him. At first, he said he thought it was a person because it was standing on two legs. But that when he got closer, he saw a dark figure upright and human-like in appearance. The witness said the creature moved faster and was able to cross a guardrail with no issues. He said a witness who almost hit the creature described it like this, quote, "It was tall and uniformly dark, but he could not say if it was black or a dark brown given the distance from and speed of the figure. He didn't see any indication of clothing on the figure. He also said that the figure was thin and slender, that it did not match the stereotypical profile of a large and muscular Bigfoot." So now he's body shaming Bigfoot?
Yeah, I think it was a guy.
You just think it was a really big guy?
Just some guy.
Just like a normal dude?
Yeah.
Huh. Now, when it comes to Bigfoot, do you have a lot of personal theories?
No, I don't think it's polite.
What? I don't think it's polite? What does that mean?
I don't really believe in Bigfoot.
Ouch.
Except if he's an interdimensional being, then maybe I believe in him.
There's a lot of the Bigfoot stuff that's hard to I mean, like, it would be hard. Like, how would you never find a body? Things like that.
That's my big problem. Like,
your
really?
Bigfoot problem?
Yeah, it's because it's like, even if big feet had their own burial rituals and stuff like that, and they always like bury, there's still going to be big feet that just die in the wild, far away from home, and nobody knows what happened to them. So
over the course of 100 years, at least,
you think that someone would find a body at some point.
Yeah. I will say that's been the hard thing with like a lot of these things, like Loch Ness monsters and Lake Champlain monsters and stuff, is unless it's literally a being that just never dies and just does its thing.
Yeah.
It's very hard for it to be something that actually exists in the natural world. Exactly.
I mean, if it does exist in multiple dimensions, and maybe it just comes here for vacation, maybe, but I'm not really sure.
What if it's the tunnel system? I've heard that theory. I'm pretty sure that the Bigfoots live in tunnel systems.
I mean, if they live in this reality, we'd still find a body eventually.
Well, and I'll say this, when I first heard the tunnel system concept, I was like, then it makes perfect sense that they'd all be 7 to 8 to 9 feet tall and muscular if they've been living in tunnels for like hundreds of years now.
Yeah. But they're big tunnels.
Yeah, Bigfoot tunnels.
And also they have to build the tunnels, so that's why they're muscular. Because they're always like, doing tunnel things.
Well, for the record, there are people who believe that there are just an immense amount of tunnels that just exist.
Well, there are an immense amount of tunnels that just exist.
Oh, so now Michelle is on their side. That was very quick.
Well, I mean, there are. The world is weird.
You heard it here first. Chell says 100% proof of Bigfoot.
No.
Just saying. The witness also said the legs and arms were longer, with the arms extended downwards below the waistline as it crossed. He said the frame of the limbs were not proportional to a human person.
This poor messed up person.
The BFRO also wrote in its report that the witness did not remember seeing a neck on the creature and only saw a side profile of its face. The witness said he wasn't sure if the creature either didn't have a neck or if it was just due to having long hair.
I think this is a person.
Hey. My hair doesn't always cover my neck.
It would if your side profile, though.
She's right. Quote, The witness tried to explain away the figure as a person, but said that he was the Waze app on his truck. I think it meant he has the Waze app on his truck. And there were no disabled vehicle reports for either side of the road, nor were any disabled vehicles seen on that stretch of highway.
Who the fuck cares?
Ouch.
I'm sorry, like, you don't think that people exist without disabled vehicles that have been reported on the Waze app? What the fuck?
Do you use the Waze app? It's pretty good.
I don't use the Waze app. It's
pretty good.
It was bought by Google. It's basically the same thing.
Equally, the witness could not explain why there would be an individual in uniformly dark clothing crossing a highway in front of vehicles going 80 miles an hour. Oh. He's also adamant that he knows what he saw as it was broad daylight and his eyes were not playing tricks on him.
Okay.
Does that make you wonder if eyes are playing tricks on him because he said that?
Yeah. Now that he brought it up, I'm pretty sure there wasn't even in anything. And
you're pretty sure he wasn't even out of his house that day?
Yeah, he was just like, "Oh yeah, I was on the interstate," and everyone's like, you haven't even gone out in weeks."
Oh, but here comes a trump card for you. Oh. The BFRO investigator who took the report said he believed the witness to be a credible source. So, trust me, bro. He also said that the witness was a bear hunter and that he would know the difference of what he was looking at.
Okay, so he probably would know that it wasn't a bear. I still think it was a guy.
The investigator, who has been on multiple hunts for Bigfoot in the past, said based on the information shared by the witness, he believes that there was a credible Bigfoot sighting. According to BFRO's website, there have also been reported sightings of Bigfoot in Georgia, Tennessee, Ohio, and Missouri in 2025. The report in Missouri claimed to have been caught on a trail camera.
Oh, okay, I don't care.
CBS 20. You're so hateful today. CBS 21. Like what was that?
I really don't like Bigfoot.
You heard it here first. That's going to be the next t-shirt. Just God. You saying, I don't like Bigfoot and Bigfoot crying in the background. CBS 21 reached out to the BFRO to ask how it substantiates these reports. One of the directors of the organization said they have a multi-layered system for determining if a sighting is actually Bigfoot.
Yeah.
That sounds a little bit weird. He said first they ask people to report what they saw in an online form. Then they will call the person to see how much of the information matches up with that report. Then they take several steps from there. Sometimes it involves going to the area where the Bigfoot was seen to document the region. He said the group has different classifications of Bigfoot sightings based on how much visual and audio evidence is available.
They know that when they call the person could look at what they wrote in the online form to make sure it matches up, right?
And you have a very high opinion of the intelligence of people reporting sightings of Bigfoot.
I do, actually.
The BFRO also does expeditions in certain parts of the country, including Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Wow, this one made Chell mad.
It's okay.
I feel like cryptids always put you in a mood.
I don't know. It's not all cryptids. I like some cryptids.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I don't know, man. Doesn't sound like you do.
I like the Fresno Nightcrawler thing.
Oh, yeah. You did like that.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Well, we're going to take a break. And when we get back, we won't talk about cryptids, at least for a little while. So stick around. Okay, Chell. We're heading to Kansas City.
Kansas?
City.
In Kansas?
Well, that's the thing. I want you to guess.
Oh, no.
Based on the headline.
Okay.
So, for those who aren't in the know, I didn't know if you were going to be all about that. Yeah, it's KCK or KC Mo.
Mm-hmm.
That's the saying when people say I'm from Kansas City. KCK or KC Mo.
Yeah.
So, historic Kansas City jazz bar claims to be haunted. Quote, I know they're there. This is from KCTV5.com. So, is it KCK or KC Mo?
I'm going to say it's Missouri.
You're correct!
Yay!
Yeah! I don't have any sound effects.
That's okay.
Kansas City, Missouri. A Kansas City bar claims to be haunted, but in an age of viral ghost videos, determining what's real presents a challenge. The Phoenix Jazz Bar, one of the oldest and most popular establishments in Kansas City, has become the subject of paranormal investigation. Ashley Dumas, a bartender at the Phoenix, said she has experienced unexplained phenomena while working. Quote, "There's been little signs here and there," Dumas said. "We have glasses that'll get knocked over back here. We do have a one particular bar chair that kind of moves around and does its own thing."
What kind of thing?
Maybe we'll find out, but probably not. Server Ashley Renee said she felt the presence of Madame Laws, a historical figure connected to the building. Quote, "So, Madame Laws, I feel the most here. She likes to hang around in the mornings," Renee said. "She's the one that likes to move things." You seem nonplussed.
I mean, I don't even know who that is. And I don't know why we think it's her.
Well, maybe Madame Laws in life like to move things.
Oh, I mean, it's possible. Maybe that was like her thing. Everyone was like, "What are you doing?" And she was like, "I'm moving stuff."
Moving things?
Yeah.
Moving things. Let's see. Frank Valerius opened the Valerius Saloon in 1905, the first bar in what was then the Phoenix Hotel. Upstairs, Madame Lena Laws rented rooms, though rumors suggest guests weren't exactly sleeping.
I've been waiting for that, too. I was like, well...
For it to be a prostitute thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because it just always is.
Get your mind out of the gutter for once in your life.
I'm sorry.
Too much anime. That's what it's done to you.
No.
Dumas said has seen a figure she believes to be Valerius. Valerius. Yeah, that's how you say it. Valerius. Quote, "I looked over when I was cleaning the dishes and I see this figure like a man. Come to find out it was Valerius." Valerius. Man, that's a weird name. It's Valerius. Valerius.
I guess. Yeah, Valerius. I don't know.
"Who used to own the bar," Dumas said. Becky Ray founded Paranormal Activity Investigations and her team investigated the Phoenix in June. Quote, "The history of this place and the whole building is just really amazing. And for there not to be any activity here would be surprising," Ray said. How do you feel about working in a haunted place, Chell?
I think that's fine, as long as I can leave the place.
What do you mean?
I mean, like, as long as it's not somewhere that I live.
Because you can leave where you live, too.
It's not the same. You can't just be like, okay, I'm done with my shift. And then go.
I mean, you literally could just say that and walk out your front door. It wouldn't make any sense, but you can do it.
I guess I could. Yeah, I guess it's all the same. I guess I don't really care.
There we go. Becky, I read that part. The team captured electronic voice phenomena, or EVPs, during their investigation. I should mention, Chell is way more the seasoned pro when it comes to ghost hunting shows. I don't really watch them at all anymore. Maybe I did back in the old days, 15, 20 years ago. But you still watch them.
Yeah, sometimes.
I watched a couple with you last time I visited.
Oh, yeah. It was... What the hell was on? I don't remember.
It's okay. Quote, "We got some electronic voice phenomena. That's when we have recording devices and there are voices that show up on it that weren't there at the time when we were recording it," Ray said. Well said. Sarah Crow led the Phoenix investigation and confirmed the voices captured were not from team members. Quote, "That was not any of us. The nice thing is we all recognize each other's voices at this point, and we try to make sure we're not whispering or making weird noises," Crow said. I mean, unless you want it to be an awesome investigation.
Exactly. Also, it would be good to have something else rolling. So you have something they're trying to pick up EVPs on, and maybe you have something else going, and then you can compare them because they should all sound the same. And I mean, you would think that that's it.
I mean, well said too. During a follow-up investigation, the team used an electrical tripwire to test paranormal activity around a specific chair. Oh, you're making a symbol. What are your hand sign? What are you
I don't know if I believe in all of that stuff.
In tripwires?
Yeah. Well, in how they're used. Yeah. I don't really believe in tripwires in general.
I get that, yeah.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Thanks.
What they look for is changes in electricity in the air, and there's hypotheses that ghosts use that energy, Ray said. The device appeared to respond when questions were directed toward the third chair in the bar. Ray said she doesn't feel the need to convince skeptics. Quote, they can believe whatever they want to believe. You know, that's fine with me. I'm not trying to prove anything, Ray said. You are literally trying to prove things. You are an investigator. You are literally, that is not true. Like, you are literally proving things. That is the point.
Yeah.
Just saying. Despite the unexplained occurrences, staff members said they don't feel threatened by the presence.
Good.
Quote, I still don't feel alone, Dumas said. I feel like they like me. I feel like we're friends.
Aww.
Renee echoed similar sentiments about the reported spirits. Quote, they're not scary. I know they're here, Renee said 4 hours prior to her sudden death. No, that's not in there. But okay, so Casey Bo got some ghosts.
Yeah.
Chell, are you afraid of ghosts?
I don't know. Probably.
So who are you going to call?
I mean, you can't call the police because they won't know what to do.
Okay.
So I guess I could call my mom.
I mean, that wasn't the answer I was looking for, but it's still pretty much right.
Okay.
Well, when we get back, we're going to look into a really big oarfish and what that means for the world around it.
Oh.
Right after this. Chell?
Yes?
What's your opinion of oarfish?
I don't remember what they look like.
That's a pretty hateful opinion. I mean, wouldn't you assume they resemble an oar?
No.
If they're named oarfish?
Probably not.
They look like an oar.
They don't look like an oar.
I mean, they resemble an oar.
They do?
Yes. Why would I be lying?
I don't know.
You are on one today. I'm calling your mom when this show's over.
Oh.
Because you know she'll tell you to act right.
No, she'll just be sad and she'll wonder what she did wrong, and let's not do that to her.
Oh man, that's not cool. My mom does. My mom's like, "Where did I go wrong? I failed. That's why you did this way."
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, I won't call unless I really need to motivate you.
Oh.
Well, I can't show you a picture of it right now.
That's okay. I'll figure it out. Working.
But this article comes out of Australia from theguardian.com. 3-meter giant oarfish palace messenger of doom washes up on Tasmanian beach. This is the third story that we have found where some kind of fish washes up on a shore and it's known to be a bad omen.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah. Oh, yay. I just looked up oarfish and they just look like long. So
yeah, what is an oar?
Long?
Huh.
Oh.
How strange.
Okay.
You guys people think Shell's nice, but she's mean. That's the truth, is she's actually really mean. It was a beautiful warm day in northwest Tasmania when a fish with a reputation as a harbinger of doom washed ashore. Now, do you say harbinger or harbinger?
Harbinger.
Okay, good. I was afraid we weren't allowed to be friends anymore.
Oh, that's okay.
Tony Cheeseman, that's his name, who lives in the seaside town of Penguin. I feel like I need somebody else to look at the screen so I know I'm not having a stroke. Like everything I'm saying feels like it's not the right word. Tony Cheeseman, who lives in the seaside town of Penguin. I smell fresh cut grass, thud. Was walking his two dogs, Ronan and Custard, not helping, along the beach. along the beach at Preservation Bay on Friday morning when something silvery and surrounded by gulls grabbed his attention. All right, at least the sentence is starting to feel like it's an actual sentence now.
Mm-hmm.
Quote, when I got to it, I saw this massive fish. Then I noticed the beautiful colors, and it had these long fans coming out of its chin and at the top of its head, he said. I'd never seen anything like it. Professor Cullum Brown, an expert in fish at Macquarie University, said there were several species of oarfish, but the 3-meter specimen found at Penguin was probably the largest and most well-known. The giant oarfish.
Oh.
So they're one of those species where they have one species that's just the giant that.
Mm-hmm. Because someone was like, I don't know, I'm done with names. It's fine. It's just a really big one. It's good.
What if that's what Bigfoot is? He's just the giant guy, like the giant human.
Okay. If that's what we find him, and then
it should be called the giant human.
We just call him giant human.
Like the giant squid.
Yeah, exactly.
Quote, they're a very unusual looking fish, he said. They're super long and skinny, kind of like a ribbon, and they have a continuous dorsal fin.
That's fine.
Like an oar.
Oars don't have dorsal fins.
Oh, I meant the dorsal fin was like an oar.
Oh.
Yeah, now you feel bad.
Yeah.
Coming at me like that.
Yeah.
Giant oarfish could grow up to 8 or 9 meters, he said, but because they lived 200 to 1,500 meters below the surface, they were rarely seen. Quote, they only ever show up at the surface when they're sick or dying, he said. Oh, buddy. It's okay.
I don't want them to die.
He's with the angelfish now.
No, I think those that are they're underwater.
See, so this is what I was talking about. In Japanese folklore, oarfish were known as Ryugu no Tsukai. Mm-hmm. I think I said that okay.
It sounded like it probably was fine.
Ryugu no Tsukai. R-Y-U with a slash above it. G-U with a slash over it. Ryugu?
I think so. Ryugu. Sure.
Which translated to the sea god's palace messenger. The sea god's palace messenger. Brown said, and their arrival was thought to herald calamities such as an earthquake or tsunami. But they were an unremarkable harbinger of doom. Or unremarkable. I should sleep one day. It has been a long 3 months. Yeah. Unreliable harbinger of doom, according to one study. You could say that about anything.
Mm-hmm.
Man, yeah. Texaco gas stations are such an unreliable harbinger of doom.
Yeah.
Which found no link between sightings of these slender sea creatures and imminent disaster. Quote, oarfish just rock up at random, Brown said. We don't know very much about them, so any specimen that washes up is really valuable. Oarfish were also connected to myths about sea serpents, said David Waldron, an associate professor and historian at Federation University. Quote, when they come to the surface, which is when sailors in the 19th and 18th centuries would see them, it would be when they were ill and thrashing about, not able to maintain their normal depth underwater. So, what do you think about sea serpents?
I think they're just probably oarfish now. I think that's what we're going for.
Look at you learning.
Yeah.
It's an educational show. We should get a grant or something.
I wish.
One Australian newspaper even reported the discovery of a, quote, supposed sea serpent at Penguin, Tasmania in 1878.
Oh, wow.
With an engraving of the, quote, mystic creature looking very much like an oarfish.
Mm-hmm.
Enormous, brightly colored, distinctive, and extremely rare. Is it describing me? The legendary appeal was similar to other creatures from the deep, like the giant squid. They were fascinating and mysterious, Waldron said. It's a very spectacular looking fish. Was this one a harbinger of doom? Cheeseman didn't think so. Quote, it was too nice a day for that.
Aww.
I like him a lot now. So, what a great end to the article. It was too nice a day for that. I went Australian on that one because I felt like I could do that without it being insulting.
Yeah, I'm sure it was a little insulting.
Oh, yeah, but I wasn't like saying didgeridoo and dingo over and over or something like that, you know? Although my favorite thing ever was when a friend of mine started playing a didgeridoo at a convention And I came up to him and I said, hey, let's didgeridoo and say we did. Which was what my mom used to say, let's don't and say we did all the time.
Yeah.
So it was a nice, charming moment. It was charming. I don't care what anybody else says. I am a delight. So when we get back, we're going to do one more news story because this is about real estate. And Shell loves herself some house information because I think it was last month we talked about the Conjuring home being sold. Well, looks like some lawsuits might be going on.
Yay.
So, yeah, we'll talk about that right after this. All right, Chell. It's time to see what controversy's going on with the Conjuring home.
Okay.
So this is from kget.com. And the headline is The Conjuring Home Fight Sparks Lawsuit Against Ghost Hunters star Jason Hawes.
Really?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Well, I don't know.
Oh. I guess we can read out. This. No.
Burrillville, Rhode Island. The Conjuring House saga has escalated. The homeowner's sister has filed a lawsuit against multiple people, including Sci-Fi's Ghost Hunters star Jason Hawes, alleging her sister, Jacqueline. Sorry, her last name is Spanish, and I started speaking Spanish early, I guess. Jacqueline Nunez wasn't mentally competent when she handed over the rights to sell the famous home for at least $1.3 million. Elizabeth Greenhalgh of Utah is asking a Rhode Island Superior Court judge to block the never-before-seen agreement triggered in October when Nunez is alleged to have signed over limited power of attorney to Hawes' associate, Julia DeMay, to, quote, do all things necessary with respect to the sale of the home with Jason Hawes, according to the lawsuit. What's on your mind?
Wait, who got power of attorney?
It says Nunez allegedly signed over limited power of attorney to Hawes' associate.
That's insane.
Julia DeMay.
That's insane.
Tell us why.
Well, I don't think you want someone to give power of attorney to the person who's trying to buy a house.
Limited power of attorney.
Okay, I don't think you should give limited power of attorney to the person who's trying to buy your house. That sounds bad.
What makes you think that? Like, I mean, they probably have her best interest in heart, right?
I mean, you're right. Everyone's nice, and no one would do that out of bad, like wanting to get like greed and stuff. I don't know.
I don't know a lot about power of attorney, other than Super Attorney, the cartoon show I used to watch when I was a kid about the lawyer who was he was hit by a radioactive golf ball, so now he's a superhero attorney. So let's see. DeMay and Hawes told Nexstar's WPRI they had not yet received the complaint and declined to comment further. The lawsuit reveals what's been happening behind the scenes at the 18th century farmhouse, which sparked international interest last year after Nunez fired an employee, claiming the spirit of the home's 18th century owner told her the employee was stealing.
Maybe she was.
She probably was,
Yeah.
Oh, so I asked ChatGPT.
Oh, that's what you were doing?
Maybe. I just asked, is there ever a situation where you should give limited power of attorney to someone to help with the selling of a home or property? And it said, yes, there are legit situations where a limited, aka special power of attorney is the cleanest way to keep a real estate deal moving, as long as it's narrowly written and you trust the person.
I'm sorry, continue with ChatGPT.
You can't be physically present or time-sensitive closing, medical inability. There's an estate trust scenario. Many owners and one owner is not available. You want one person to handle transaction logistics. That's what it was saying. It's possible that the person they said is like an agent, is not a just some friend of Hawes's. It said Hawes's associate Julia DeMay, but DeMay might be just like a person who does this.
I mean, it's possible. It just seems like a conflict of interest.
And I don't, odd. Yeah.
And it's like, and the power of attorney thing, that's not my problem. My problem is you wouldn't want that to be like, if you're the seller, like you don't want the buyer's shit being your stuff, power of attorney and things. I don't know. It sounds not good to me. Really not good.
Sure. Let's see. Since then, multiple famous people have been jockeying to buy the property, which Nunez had turned into a successful tourist attraction before losing her entertainment license a year ago. We heard about that. We talked about that on the show a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Hawes has been raising money through GoFundMe to purchase the home, an effort spurred by Andrea Perron, who requested on social media that he save the home.
Mm-hmm.
The 2013 blockbuster The Conjuring was based off the Perron family's supernatural experience living in the farmhouse in the 1970s. A buying war erupted after Nunez stopped making payments on the loan she used to buy the home for $1.5 million in 2022.
Oh, God.
So, wait.
So she's only owned the home for a few years?
Yeah, not very long at all.
Wow.
The bank initially put the home up for auction, scheduled for Halloween, but I remember hearing about this. It was supposed to go up for auction on Halloween, but a company controlled by YouTuber Elton Castee purchased the underlying note beforehand, effectively canceling the highly anticipated event.
Mm-hmm.
As it stands now, Castee's company owns the debt, and DeMay, quote, has entered or will soon enter into an agreement to sell the property to Hawes.
Okay.
Castee and comedian Matt Rife have been trying to buy the home separately from Hawes, which comes in the wake of them buying the Warren House in Connecticut. So that's what we were talking about last time.
Yeah.
Was the Warren House. This is the house that they supposedly fought a monstrous demon in.
Right. Because, we hadn't talked about like Jason from Ghost Hunters before yeah.
Right. So you claim.
I think I would remember.
What are you guys, besties?
No, but I know who he is. And I just kind of stand out in front of his house sometimes.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Does he wave?
He like shakes his fist and he like points to his cell phone a lot. Like, I think that means he wants me to call him. So
yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
Castee, whose company is named as an interested party in the lawsuit, did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Greenhall alleged Nunez, quote, was legally incompetent and not found sound of mind when she signed over the rights to DeMay to sell the house. She accused Hawes of conspiring with DeMay and leading a concerted effort to acquire the property, despite knowing Nunez was unwell. Nunez told me on multiple occasions that she would never sell the property, especially not to Hawes, Greenhall wrote in the lawsuit, adding that Nunez had suffered from various delusions over the past year that include accusing Greenhall and her husband of having engaged in criminal activity that has absolutely no basis in reality. So Nunez had accused Greenhall of committing crimes. Maybe that's the true thing, and Greenhall is just trying to steal.
Mm-hmm.
That's maybe. Allegedly. This is completely we're making stuff up.
Yeah.
Nunez, who didn't immediately respond to a request for comment, has repeatedly told WPRI she would never sell the property. Hawes and Nunez have butted heads in the past. Hawes filed a police report in 2024 asking for a restraining order against Nunez.
Wow.
Alleging she was harassing him and his family and had come up with a twisted theory that he was plotting to kill her.
Wow.
See, and you were just comically stalking him.
Yeah.
Hawes, who has said he's only seeking to buy the home because of Perron's request, posted on Facebook that the lawsuit does not change the direction we are moving. In complex property transactions, particularly those involving long histories and multiple parties, filings and delays are not unusual, he wrote. Some arise naturally through the process, and some may extend timelines in ways that benefit other parties involved. We remain fully transparent and are continuing to handle everything through the appropriate legal channels. I can't comment on motives at this time, he added. So what's your take? Your hot take?
I guess my take is that I don't like the whole thing, the power of attorney thing, but knowing that the property was going up for auction because she had not been paying the mortgage. Now I'm kind of like, I mean, it was going away. Like, she wasn't going to be able to keep it anyway, So now I'm just kind of like, wow, this is fucked up. Everybody's fucked up.
Yeah.
And she's probably insane.
Oh, wow. That's pretty harsh, but okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. And when we get back, we're going to talk about our topic for the show, our last topic of 2025, which is all about how in 1987, 2 tourists went to Times Square to celebrate New Year's, as many tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people do every year. But they got convicted of murder. And that's just the beginning of this fascinating saga right after this. So, Chell, you've been New York City adjacent your whole life, including being born in the Bronx.
I mean, that's technically New York City.
What hospital were you born at?
The one in the Bronx.
The Bronx Hospital. The Bronx General. I know the name of the hospital I was born in. You don't?
I don't know if I know the name of the hospital.
It's easy for me because I was born in St. Elizabeth's, which doesn't exist anymore. So it was renamed and then destroyed.
I'm pretty sure my hospital still exists.
Yeah, they need them in New York, for all the stabbings and stuff. So, but have you ever been tempted, in your life of being like born in the Bronx, living in Jersey, living in Philly, have you ever been tempted to go to Times Square for New Year's?
No.
Why not?
Because it sounds terrible. Why would I do that?
What part?
All of it, there's lots of people, and you have to stay where you are because you have to. There's nowhere to go. And it's cold out. And then what are you going to do? You just watch the ball drop off the building? Sort of?
I mean, there are literally like some of the most famous performers in the world perform concerts there.
Oh, I mean, none that I want to see.
Ouch.
No, it sounds terrible. I would never do that. There are a lot of things I would like to do in New York, but not that.
Like what?
I'd like to go see the big tree.
Why don't you just go see it? It's a big tree.
Well, I could. I'd have to go there to do it. It's not like it's right on my street, so I'll go see it next year maybe.
When I lived in North Jersey, I don't know if you remember this, but I lived in Butler, New Jersey, and Butler was the last stop that was direct to New York City.
Mm-hmm.
So you could get on the bus and go straight to New York City, no connections, no nothing. But it was like the furthest you could get and still do that.
Yeah.
On like NJ Transit. On New Year's Eve, both years that I was there for New Year's Eve, there were people parked to go to Times Square up and down my street.
That's so
in
weird.
Jersey.
That's so weird.
Like 30 miles away.
I mean, that's a great idea, and I would totally do that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, but you weren't even supposed to park on the street over there. Like they were just parked on our street anyway, and everybody just shrugged.
Well, I mean, it's a holiday, so the people who ticket is probably not out,
And the way I figured that out initially before I asked the neighbor, and they were like, oh yeah, this always happens, was because like you couldn't guess the license plate. They were from all over the country.
Weird. Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, all that to say, that made me even less want to go. I was like, how packed it must be. But this is an interesting piece I discovered from aetv.com. It feels like it's spooky news, but this is a little bit deeper than a news story.
Okay.
The title is, "It took nearly 40 years for 2 men to prove they were wrongfully convicted of a New Year's murder in Times Square."
Wow.
Yeah. So I just thought this was like the perfect timing to talk about something New Year's related. In the early morning hours of January 3rd, 1987, 19-year-old Eric Smokes was walking his girlfriend of 2 years, Tammy Jenkins, the 5 blocks back to her home after a night at his East New York, Brooklyn apartment when he was swarmed by police. Quote, They cornered me off and held me like the Gestapo or ICE, and they said I had to go with them, Smokes tells A&E Crime Plus Investigation. Smokes was interrogated for hours at the station, he says. Quote, They initiated with questions about days and times. I was trying to answer truthfully and honest as I could, but I'm like, whoa, this seems serious. Then they hit you with, there's been a murder.
Yeah.
Later that day, the police knocked on the door of 16-year-old David Warren in nearby Pink House's public housing project. Warren wasn't home, but he was close, down the hall in the apartment of Kim Williams, his girlfriend of just over a year. His mother had came to get him. Warren says the police were kind at first, but when they got him away from parental supervision in the hallway of the apartment, the atmosphere instantly changed. Quote, "They asked me to take off my shirt," Warren said. The victim's wife had scratched the guy that assaulted him, so they wanted me to take off my garments to see if I had any marks on me, which I didn't. Down at the station, they began interrogating him about his whereabouts on New Year's Eve. I was petrified, Warren recalls. What unfolded next was a string of events that incarcerated the two until they were middle-aged, only for the Manhattan District Attorney to vacate their convictions in 2024, acknowledging their prosecution had been, quote, unjust.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. I mean, first of all, it would be a pretty high-profile thing if somebody's murdered on, near Times Square in 1987, like right as the ball was dropping. And this was during the height of like crime really being kind of beat up pretty well, pretty knocked out compared to the way New York had been. Cause it had been, really the 90s, I guess, was when it really got better, huh?
Yeah, it was still really, really rough around that time. Really rough around that time. And Times Square around that time was really, really rough.
Yeah.
So, did you not know that?
I mean, I knew that New York was just the worst.
Oh, you didn't, but you didn't know the whole thing about Times Square?
No.
You don't know about Really?
No, tell me.
Oh, Times Square used to just be like terrible and used to just be like all like peep shows and like adult movies.
I mean, I knew that because I worked at a company that remastered like 42nd Street movies and stuff.
Yeah. But it was
42nd Street was famous for that too.
Mm-hmm. It was like super, super dangerous there.
But everybody likes to go there to kiss when the ball drops, man.
Yeah.
So Warren and Smokes were the prime suspects in the murder case of Jean Cassie, a 71-year-old French tourist who had been killed in a violent robbery 10 blocks north of Times Square, minutes after the ball dropped in 1987.
Wow.
The teenagers who were friends had gone to Times Square that night with a group of peers in the hopes of catching a rap show at Latin Quarters, a music venue popular with teenagers. But the cover charge was steep that night and not everyone in the group could afford it, so the group hung out outside the club before heading home. Warren and Smokes insist that they never ventured near the murder scene, an alibi that was corroborated by their friends, but several eyewitnesses placed them at the scene.
Mm-mm.
They were arrested and put on trial for second-degree murder. I'm really curious about this because I've become a bit skeptical about the wrongfully accused concept.
Okay.
Well, what was it? What was the series? Was it Serial?
Serial.
When I dug deeper and like looked at other reports about it, I became way less convinced the guy was innocent. Like they definitely worked really hard to push the concept that he was not guilty.
I mean, we've talked about that before, and I haven't done a lot of research, so I can't really say either way. But there are tons of people who were just wrongly convicted.
Oh, I agree. I meant the media portrayal. Sorry, that's what I mean. Like how framing has been done on some of them. I'm not denying that I would rather. This is not popular to some people, but I would rather guilty people go free than innocent people suffer in prison.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I would definitely prefer to wrongfully let someone go than to wrongfully imprison someone.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but I am wondering, like, I wonder because the fact that there were eyewitnesses, that could be bullshit. I'm curious to hear if the eyewitnesses are, were bullcrap.
I mean, even if there are eyewitnesses, they're just kids, right? Like, you can be wrong. You can.
Oh, yeah. If you said just kids, I was like, yes, kids kill people all the time.
Oh, no. I mean, no, but I'm sure they just look like kids. So so it's not hard for someone to, think they remember something correctly and not. We do that.
Absolutely.
Eyewitnesses are notoriously bad.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to jump back into this right after this break. All right, we're back looking into the trial of Eric Smokes and David Warren. So let's see. The most notable eyewitness was James Walker, age 16. Mm-hmm. Walker had been arrested January 2nd, 1987 for a different mugging in the Times Square area. Under questioning, Walker told investigators that Smokes had told him he'd murdered Cassie. Smokes says before Walker was an acquaintance. Smokes says before Walker was an acquaintance before the trial. Get a copy editor, A&E
yeah,
TV.
Really.
Quote, we didn't hang out, but if we'd see each other, we'd acknowledge that we knew each other. Young teenager stuff. Very loose, Smokes explains. Smokes was bewildered by Walker's testimony at the trial. Quote, it was heart-wrenching. It's not just that he's testifying, he's making stuff up. And it isn't David and Eric stole candy out of a store. This is life-altering. For real situation. How you going to get up there and do that? As for Warren, he says he was offered a plea deal to testify against Smokes that would have gotten him out in as little as a year.
Wow.
Half of which he'd already served in pre-trial detention. It was a non-starter. Quote, that would have involved lying on somebody. There was nothing to think about, Warren says.
Mm-hmm.
For the second degree murder, Smokes was convicted and sentenced to 25 years to life imprisonment.
Wow.
Warren was convicted and got 15 years to life. In 2005, Walker would write a letter to Smokes confessing to deep guilt he felt for offering false testimony.
Oh.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
It was provided to A&E Crime Plus Investigation by Smokes and Warren's lawyer, James Henning. Quote, I don't know why I did it besides me wanting to stay free and smoke crack. The letter reads, hey, that is honesty that you can't get from just anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I mean, like, I'm not even gonna fault the guy. It sounds like he's gotten his life right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if he's apologizing for that.
Yeah.
The letter reads, I've committed the ultimate crime. That's not the ultimate crime, but it's bad.
It's a pretty bad crime. I feel
like it's the ultimate crime, though. By that, I don't know what the ultimate crime is, though. I just feel like it can't be just that.
No.
By that point, Warren and Smokes had already been incarcerated for 18 years.
Oh, God.
The first stop was Elmira Correctional, Warren recounts. They make you strip buck naked, spray you with some lice stuff, make you get in a shower with other naked teenagers, give you some clothes, take you, and read you the riot act and how they'll kill you if you get out of line, and that they don't care what you do to each other. Well, it's called delousing powder, but otherwise that all sounds right.
Yeah, I got it.
The men begin serving their sentences together. Quote, we were on the same bus from Rikers to Elmira, Warren says. My number was 87B1647 and he was 87B1652. Initially, they were in the same gallery, i.e. the area of the cell block. Later, they were moved to separate facilities, but stayed in touch. They kept in contact with their girlfriends as well. Quote, throughout my incarceration, she was always my friend. She never forgot about me, Warren says of Williams. 21 years and she never missed my birthday.
Aww.
That's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Smokes and Jenkins reunited. Quote, that was my biggest fan, Smokes said, adding that although she had other relationships over the years, quote, I guess I made a hell of an impression prior to that because we ultimately ended up back together. Oh, that's nice. Or she's very difficult.
Yeah, one of those.
They're all good answers.
Yeah.
On December 20th, 2007, the day after he was released on parole, Warren went to a check cashing store in his neighborhood where Williams worked. It was a pragmatic visit. He knew Williams would process a check he'd received even though he hadn't yet secured a valid ID post-incarceration.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Quote, old feelings blossomed again, Warren says. The married couple had a the couple married and had a daughter. Sorry. In 2011, Smokes and Jenkins also married while he was still incarcerated at Fishkill Correctional. He was released the same year. Williams died unexpectedly of an aneurysm in 2020, 4 years before Warren's sentence was vacated. Quote, my wife never got to see it. That weighs on me, he says. She was part of this struggle. This is the worst. I mean, the only thing I can say is this is why, again, not a popular opinion, but I'm vehemently against the death penalty. Not a popular opinion with a lot of people, because at least you can do something to right it.
Yeah.
You still took away a gigantic chunk of their lives, and that is awful. Yeah. But at least you could do something. You can let them be free now.
Yeah.
You could pay, you could pay restitutions. You could do stuff. But, you know, if they had been executed, this would just be trivia.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a human interest story. And that makes me sad.
Yeah.
What do you think? Chell, why don't you run down your favorite problems with the criminal justice system?
I mean, this is one of them. Definitely.
Articles?
Yeah, I don't like them.
You're like, I don't have a problem with what happened. I have a problem with it being reported on.
Yeah, it's like, come on. I don't want to know about this stuff. Just let it go on. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
Everybody needs to relax. Okay. By the time of their exoneration, Walker had died, but his letter was submitted into evidence, and several eyewitnesses who had been teenagers at the time took the stand and recanted their prior testimony.
Wow.
So this just goes to show you that children lie. Don't believe them ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
One said he testified in the face of police pressure around his own case. Another blamed youthful naivete and a teen rivalry with Smoke stemming from a pellet gun incident. Prosecutors concluded that police pressured witnesses, and that, along with the fact that no DNA evidence linked Smokes or Warren to the crime, led Judge Stephen Antignani to vacate the convictions in January of 2024. Authorities have not named any other suspects in Cassie's murder.
Well, whoever it is, they got away with it. So,
well, a lot of people did back then. You know? I mean, the idea of like pushing people through the justice system as quickly as possible is a real problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do believe that we have the best justice system in the world. But that doesn't, justice systems are hard. And stopping crime, solving crime is very, very hard.
Yeah.
And I believe there's an immense amount of progress to be made.
Definitely.
And that's something that always drives me crazy. Some people don't seem to understand that. I'm always saying you can admit that something is good and still say it's flawed.
Sure.
Because some people will just be like, oh, this is just the worst damn country. Like when all this stuff happens, it's like, dude, there's a lot worse places by a massive margin. But yeah, we need to fix the problems. Like we got to we can't rest on our laurels at all. Yeah. That is something I stand by very, very much. All right. Jenkins died of ovarian cancer that August. The men settled with New York City and received a payment in May or June of this year, Warren says. Okay, good. So they got restitution. That was what I was about to say is once it got fully overturned, they should receive restitution.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Their attorney, James Henning, citing his client's privacy, would not disclose the figure to A&E Crime Plus investigation, but acknowledged they negotiated from a strong position and that the pair would not have to work.
Good.
Still, as long as they moved out of New York so they could afford to live.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, I'm sure they already left. Still, when talking about the money, both men strike a somber tone. Let's be realistic. I have a lot more time behind me than in front of me, Warren says. It's about securing a better future for my daughter at this point.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair statement. Smokes calls the settlement bittersweet. Quote, we didn't really do nothing to celebrate, he says. Neither one of us indulges in drinking or smoking or anything like that. It would have been more pleasing to share it with the people we hold dear. Since the settlement, both men have moved out of New York City to different locations. They speak every day.
Wow.
So there you go. We'll end the year with a sombering story. it's hard to find truly interesting and captivating stories that like fit, especially around the holidays and stuff like this. And I thought this was truly fascinating, and it involved New Year's, although loosely.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just glad that any restitution could be made.
Me too.
You know, my biggest fear is harming people like this, the system harming people like this, and then just it's shrug emoji. It's just, well, that's what happens. That's what I hate.
I mean, it doesn't fix what happened to them.
I mean, nothing can be fixed, but yeah, if they had been executed, like, what do you do? Send their friggin', I mean, these two were children.
Yeah.
19 and 16 years old. One of them was barely an adult. It's not like they have, like, what are you going to do? Send restitution to their, you know, elderly parents if they're still alive? If you'd executed them and then exonerated them all this time. And the only reason they got exonerated was because they had people to, including themselves, to advocate for them. So that's my point, is like, it's important that that these mistakes can be stopped.
Yeah.
You know, even if you can't undo what has been done, you can stop. And I think that's really important. So with that all being said, we're going to take a break and wrap up, and I'm going to demand shall not be depressing. Right after this. We're back, wrapping up the final monthly spooky of 2025. And I have to ask, Chell, do you have what are your thoughts on 2025 wrapping up?
Yay, it's over.
Is that your thought on every year, though?
I don't know. I don't like this one. No, usually I'm just kind of like, it's whatever.
But you're excited for this one to wrap up?
Yeah, no more 2025.
I mean, you had some good stuff happen, but the medical stuff was pretty stressful. Like super stressful.
Yeah.
I think there's always there's good and there's bad.
Whatever.
Okay, fine. In Chell's world, everything was bad.
Yeah.
Anyone who disagrees is a problem.
Yeah.
And she'll gaslamp you until you give up.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm so sorry, Kings. I'm so sorry.
Michelle just punched her cat as hard as she could. What did you do to that poor cat?
I just hit her in the face.
The part where there is a face?
No, the part where there isn't a face.
Oh, that's not okay.
I know. Just let's do it so I can comfort her.
That's how you wrap up the year. Just whack your poor kitty cat. Well,
oh my God.
I was just going to say, it's been a tough year. There's been a lot of struggle and stress and strain, but it's ending pretty strong. And I appreciate you, Michelle, as you assault your poor cat.
My poor Gigs, and she won't come close enough.
Yeah, because you hurt her. You hurt her.
I know.
But with all that said, let's wrap up 2025. I want to mention I did see a horror film in the theater, which was the much anticipated Five Nights at Freddy's Part 2.
Huh.
I liked Five Nights at Freddy's pretty well. It's very heavy on world building because the video games are so intricate and massive and full of lore. I thought Part 2 was a better horror film. It had more like big jump scares and shocking moments. So I really enjoyed it.
Good.
You have not seen Five Nights at Freddy's, huh?
No.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah.
But the other thing I saw in the theater that was really exciting, it wasn't quite a horror movie, but it's horror adjacent, was I saw Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair, the version of Kill Bill where it's one movie instead of two movies. That was awesome. That was a really cool experience. It had that extended anime sequence.
Yeah.
It was almost 3 times as long.
Wow.
Yeah. So one of the characters' backstory was told as anime.
Yay.
And she was Japanese.
I mean, that makes sense. It'd be cool if it wasn't. She wasn't Japanese.
In her defense, her character is half Japanese and the other half is American and Chinese.
Okay.
So her becoming a Yakuza boss is like a big deal because they consider her like one guy calls her a half-breed and she cuts his head off. And then says like, please feel free to bring me any and all criticisms. Thank you. And then throws the head down on the table. But more so, it's because she was fighting the Yakuza and then becomes the leader of the Yakuza that I think is why she's why it was done in anime, not just because she was Japanese, but because the whole story was Japanese. Because she's in Japan and her father was a military man and he gets murdered by the Yakuza for gambling or something.
Yeah. That's
like it happens, That's just the way it goes. So, but no, it was really cool to see. And I just forgotten so much how integral to my childhood Kill Bill was, because it was like the biggest movie ever. It was such a cool movie. And it came out like right when I was friggin' 15. Like it's perfect timing for me to watch it a million times.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to see it in the theater.
Cool.
So before we get out of here, do we have any year-end Reddit spooky stuff to talk about?
I guess. So there was, I found that there's a subreddit called like Creepy Ask Reddit where they like put the creepy things from Ask Reddit. They like put them there so I can find them easy. Yeah. So there was one where, let me figure out what the hell this was. It was like, it was from What's the Biggest Mystery You Are In or Someone in Your Life Has like Yet to Be Solved or something like that.
Okay.
If that made any word sense.
Vaguely, yeah.
So like this person, when they were a kid, they had gone on vacation with their family. I'm trying to get back to you. And, and they came home. The door had been broken open. And there was a pool of blood just on the top of their landing of their stairs. Just a pool of blood.
Okay.
And also there was like some kind of like, it looked like bloodish trailish up the stairs. Like
bloodish trailish.
Yeah. And also their bathroom cabinet was just like sprayed with blood. Oh, but nothing was stolen or anything.
Oh, okay. Well, that's nice.
And the cops originally thought that an animal had got like given birth or something. But then they found out that the blood was human blood.
Of course.
And the families always wondered what the hell happened. And that's my thing.
So they tested it and said it was human blood?
Yeah.
That surprises me because that would be expensive. And I wouldn't imagine the police would do that if nobody was complaining. I guess they were complaining. Why is there blood all over my house? Yeah.
Somebody broke into their house.
Yeah.
So they were, I guess, trying to figure out what happened.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
I mean, my only thought would be like that it was something innocuous, like somebody was injured and broke into their house to like wash themselves or something and then just got out of it. Probably related to crime.
Yeah. I mean, my thought, and a lot of people thought like maybe someone came in to commit a crime and then they had a medical event and they were just like, so they like went to the bathroom and like, are there Band-Aids? Is there anything? And then they just left.
Well, like in the movie The Nice Guys, there's a part where he does the thing where he puts the rag around his fist and busts the glass so he can unlock the door. And he like unlocks the door, and as the door opens, he holds his hand up and he's completely sliced his wrist up on the glass. And he's just like, and he's like bleeding to death immediately. Or like that short film I did where the guy is robbing the two people and then he has a gallbladder attack in the middle of it. That would suck. Yeah, whenever I have a health emergency, I'm like, imagine if I were doing something really intense and illegal right now.
Yeah, then what are you going to do?
And then I'm like, but why imagine? Dun dun.
Yeah.
So, all right. Before we get out of here, Chell, any New Year's resolutions?
No.
On the email I sent you about today's show, I said you had to have a New Year's resolution.
I'm pretty sure I didn't open that email on purpose so that I wouldn't know about that.
Well, then can your New Year's resolution be to open emails more or less, whichever one you prefer?
We can do more. Sure. I mean, that's basically impossible except for your emails, but
that's fair.
I guess. Yeah.
Well, my New Year's resolution is to become a moderately decent beatboxer.
Awesome.
I wish I was kidding. I'm not even joking.
I think that's a good goal.
I was using my record player. And I have so many random vinyls that people have given me or that I found at like a thrift store and just took and then forgot I had it because I didn't have a player. I had a Fat Boys record that I didn't even know I had, and I played it and I was listening to the guy doing the beatboxing and I was like, I bet I could go on YouTube and learn all the really heavy techniques.
Yeah.
I don't have to be great, but like there's some of the tricks they do with like tapping their neck and stuff. I was like, I bet I could learn all of that.
Yeah, I think so.
So don't worry, that will not be coming to Weekly Spooky.
It's going to be coming to Weekly Spooky.
Well, before we get out of here, I just want to say a heartfelt thank you to everybody who has enjoyed the programming over this year, and especially over the last 3 months. It's been insane. I've never produced so much content in my life. I've never been so tired in my life, but I've never been so fulfilled in my life. So thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. And thank you, Chell, for taking this ride with me every month with a plum.
Yeah.
You ruined it.
Sorry.
Well, I was going to give you the final word for 2025, but then I wasn't because I was going to be nice. So now you ruined it. So you have the final word, Chell.
Oh, man. Yeah, I got to go take care of my cat because I flicked her in the face.